this is Cable Show here. Duh. Okay. Hi. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Today's been a busy day. I only got 4 hours of sleep, and I've probably been playing Just Cause 4 because I got it discounted for the last hour. I got it at $25 when the original price was basically $70 for like every DLC. It's amazing. I love it. Anyways, not gonna lie to you. Someone Well, someone commented that I forgot the Island event for 10 Quirk Deku. Now, I might just start leaving that event out because I need to re-go over everything about that movie. It's been a minute and been a while since I've seen it, so I actually had a fanfic. Some, if not at least half of that mech battle from what I remember seeing. Now, I just realized how quiet it is in my room. It's weird. Anyways, Toga and Deku have just finished getting the car painted and dried. Now, they go to their next death race, and this is during the week. Let's say 3 days have passed because Deku and Toga spent the last couple hours taking as much of that car or as much of that robot apart and just replacing pieces after pieces. Essentially, putting the car back to where it's near, if not past, its prime. Basically bringing it back and breathing air into its lungs again. Now, because of that, Deku and Toga, they'd be out on the town and they're actually racing this thing through the city of Altatran. I believe I called it Altatran or Altatron. I'm gonna have to go over that again. I'm so sorry. My mind is drawing a blank on me, and I've had ice cream. Or, not ice cream. I have had ice cream, but I've gotten way too comfortable and I'm way too tired. And someone asked me about recording, and I was just like, crap, I should record. Now, Deku and Toga, they would begin the death race, and as soon as they would pull up, everyone would see that they have new modifications. Now, a lot of people, they wouldn't really be concerned because everyone modifies their car. But the extent that these two modified it, this thing looks insane. Because it was basically just literally the rust bucket. And they essentially just put armor plating on the car that is literally made to withstand bullets, along with a lot of different hydraulics, everything, even new batteries, along with a new engine, which Deku kind of took advantage of when he started tinkering. Because now he just has giant fire poles spitting direct, like not 8 feet, about right there where you see those at. Extend those to the point where they'd be past where Toga is hiding in that little cockpit in the back. And anytime he would fire them off, they would just create a burst of flame that could actually protect Toga. So it was actually an aesthetic and a defensive design. Now, everyone would have saw this, and they would have gone to the pits. Now, this is when for Deku, they would be talking, and they're saying that because of what happened back during the entrance exam, this should be a very easy race, and they would be going. As soon as they would start the laps, everyone would start coming after Deku like they would usually do. Toga still shapeshifted into him, and she's actually in the driver's seat. Because now that she can mimic reaction time, Deku just wants her to get a feel for driving the car better. She could do it already, but he wants her to get it better because if he knows where she stands, as soon as he tries doing it, he would have a better understanding. Now, they're doing all that, and one of these guys would actually pull a knife on Deku, actually going to attack him. They would be running along the fence, and they would have actually jumped onto his car. This guy would actually get a slash in at Deku's arm, right here, at about a... Hmm, I don't remember what it's called. It's not a straight cut, so it's like a giant slash. And Deku would have immediately... He would have been able to dodge it, but it's still a pretty good slash, so it's not as deep as it would be. Now, because of this, Deku, he would have done that, and he would have actually just knocked this guy back into the fence, getting his knife. And he would have just thrown it into the tire of a car behind him, as they would essentially just spin out. And they would be considered out of the race. Now, because of this, Deku and Toga, whenever they win, Toga would actually help Deku patch up this wound, and they would go back to the garage after testing the car out. So, because of that, this is whenever they would then go to UA the next 3 days, as Deku's wound is actually somewhat healed. It's to the point where it will close automatically, or it's already got that layer of skin already over it, but it still needs some time. Now, they would then walk into UA, and everyone's talking. They would immediately see as Deku and Toga would walk in, and everyone would start crowding around them, along with Midoriya, or along with Ida and Bakugo actually come out to talk to them. Bakugo saying that it's actually really funny that the nerd got it, or that he probably called him something like Quick Boy or Speed. That is a drug. Never mind. What's a good nickname? I'll figure that out. Anyways, this is whenever Toga, she would actually get quite a crowd herself, and people are actually asking her quirk because they didn't know that she can control the robots. She's just saying that that's not her controlling the robots, it's just something Midoriya taught her whenever they always practice mechanics, or whenever they just try and learn in their free time. Because I want to say they probably wouldn't have a very good cover story. And Deku doesn't care anymore about being known as the Vigilante, because Snipe would have already been suspicious of him being a UA student, because they probably would have taken hair samples and blood samples of the students, along with fingerprints, just so they can know whatever students were at a specific place or time. Now, because of that, this is whenever Deku, he would then say that actually it's because of all, and he would be cut off by Aizawa saying that it's time for them to actually go out and do an exam because you guys are annoying me with taking so long, so whoever comes last will be expelled. Now, the fact that I'm factoring Toga into these exams is actually a little difficult. But given that I said she can actually copy Deku, I want to say she can probably actually copy muscle strength, but that might not be right. Anyway, let's just say she can. And now then, this is one for Deku. He would be told by Aizawa to throw the ball. Deku would charge up full calorie to about 35%, and he would then immediately just chuck the ball as hard as possible, somewhat straining his arm. And then it would be the 50-meter dash. Deku would have immediately just blitzed. He would have been a bit faster than Ida, or 30%. He would be. I'm thinking about Never mind. If I say it, it would probably confuse people. It's a clip I've seen from season 4. No, 2 seconds. Less covering. Okay, I'm pretty sure Ida covered like 100. No, they got like 3.8 seconds or 4.8. Let's say 3.8, because I think that's it. But Deku would get like 2.6, so he would actually beat Ida in land speed record. And this is whenever they go for the grip test. Deku would actually win. Toga would just keep copying Deku and a lot of things he does. So she would actually come second place up until the ball throw, where she would come third. Or no, she would probably come fourth or fifth in the ball throw. Because I remember Shoji could probably chuck it pretty hard. Bakugo just explodes it up. And Momo just creates a cannon. Now then, after that happens, this is whenever Deku, he would immediately just be told that he was in first place, and now Mineta gets expelled. So then, because of that, Kenjo or Shinsho would take their place, or Kenjo was already in 1A, so Shinsho would actually come from Class 1B and take his place, restoring balance to the universe. Also, just because I don't like Ayama, that green-haired girl that wears the crown of thorns is actually in 1A already too. And I remember from watching a video about what if Deku was in Class 1B, that's actually a very interesting what if, that she got about like 383 meters, so she would actually come right behind Toga. Now, this is whenever everyone's talking about hero costumes. My mic is pointing away from me this whole time. My mic has been pointing away from me this whole time, so if you guys can hear me better, that's because I just turned it. Now, anyway, this is whenever everyone's talking about hero costumes. Deku would just immediately walk out with this style of armor, but he actually has his pants and he just has goggles along with earplugs on his face. Or I want to say he'd probably go for a mechanic look, but I would just want to keep it at standard Mad Max with road leathers that are fireproof and actually bulletproof, with the leather armor actually being aesthetic and also being able to conceal knives. Along with the fact that he would probably wear a pair of welding goggles and have some ear protection. So he would actually have like a dual combo. He had like a combo headgear, probably. Because, oh no, he can't use, I'm an idiot. He can't use his car. He'd probably just have the goggles, though. I could see him doing it. Like the wraparound goggles from Fallout 4, because I always wear those in my character. Anyway, everyone's looking at him, and whenever they were actually changing into their hero outfits, Ito would have seen this, or this slash on Midoriya's arm. He would have immediately questioned how he got that. He would have just said, oh, this happened. And Ito would just say that that's not true. He saw him back in Aldridge City. Deku's saying, how does he know that? And Deku would immediately look at him a bit closer and realize that he's got a spot of, or a spot of black hair or a spot of green hair in his roots. Yes, that mysterious man back at the racetracks was Ida. This is going to be amazing for my Spider-Punk Deku, because I actually plan on bringing in a lot of these. Well, I want to put that off until I get to at least covering about 5 to 7 of these other what-ifs. So basically, whenever they try and bring in Spider-Punk, Spider-Punk's going to say that they should try bringing in other versions of himself, bringing in Ten Quirks Deku, and a lot of, well, other students would see different versions of themselves, along with different versions of Midoriya. Some people would see visual versions of Toru, which would confuse them because they just wouldn't know who that is until Toru would speak up about it. Basically, they would know what her face looks like, just from a different dimension. along with the fact that there's a version of Midoriya that is so powerful that he essentially believes himself to be a monster, but is also trying to be human. Basically, like a chaotic monster or a force of nature. Now, this isn't his time, this is Mad Max Deku's time. Because he's literally the guy who would launch a car at you just because you pissed him off. Now, Ida's talking about this, and people are kind of confused. Ida's just saying that he's the vigilante, and he would then point out that there's a bullet mark on Deku's back, saying that Mr. Snipe actually shot the vigilante in a spot near where Deku has that scar. People are looking closer, realizing that not only does it have a weird cut on it, or there's a cut over the scar, that's actually a surgical scar too. Now, this is whenever everyone would go out for the teams, people would see Deku. Aizawa would just say that or report that one of the students is actually a vigilante, or is the vigilante known as Rage. Nezu would say that this was bound to happen, or this is actually something he expected. So he'd tell Aizawa just to let the exams go on and send him to his office afterward. All Might actually informed Nezu, saying that this kid he gave his quirk to might be a vigilante because of certain things and certain factors. After explaining that it was weird because he was bleeding in this certain area, Nezu would explain to All Might, and that would all happen. So yeah. After this is whenever Deku, he'd be called out by a lot of people for being the vigilante. Aizawa would say that there's no time for that, and that Principal Nezu has already been notified, which kind of makes everyone question Aizawa, because basically they already knew. Now, Deku and Toga are paired up on the team, and they're actually going to be the villains. And Bakugo and let's say Bakugo and Kirishima are on the team. Bakugo is still somewhat hot-headed, saying that he doesn't need some guy who's just basically a bona fide punching bag, as he would harden his arm, saying that I can take your explosions any day, Bakugo. Just try me. Try me, motherfucker. Try me. I watched that video earlier. Anyways, if you guys know who that's from, good job. Now, this is whenever Deku and Toga, they would be immediately they would go to the top floor, and they are hearing as Bakugo would try. They can hear Bakugo blasting through the building along with Kirishima, just punching his way through walls, trying to get to the bomb as fast as he can. Now then, Toga would immediately just copy Deku's quirk after ingesting a vial of his blood, and Deku would just turn his full Kaling on, actually going to take down Kirishima first. Because essentially, Kirishima, all you would really have to do is just punch him really, really hard. And that doesn't work, guess what you gotta do? Hit him harder. Anyways. Deku would be fighting, and Toga... actually... Okay, yeah, I have a lot more time than I thought. I thought this was already over 22 minutes. Anyways. Toga would have a little gadget that basically, as soon as a needle can make contact with your skin, it can actually take out quite a bit of your blood. Now, this needle would actually do it in a way that's an air vacuum seal that can actually just pull it all out immediately. So she can actually collect like a milliliter of blood, which I believe is basically a shot glass amount, or at least 2 shot glasses amount. I believe that's true, don't quote me. So she'd be able to pull that much out of a out of a criminal and copy their quirk, or out of a hero in less than 2 seconds. Now, she would always ask if she can copy quirks, but this would kinda not be a problem, since they are actually surprised and happy to have a person who is trying to do better actually innuate with a quirk that's very villainous. Vlad King approves. Anyways, I just realized that stands for Vampire King. Vlad was the name of the emperor, and I feel stupid. Oh my gosh. The King of Transylvania. I just immediately just gave myself a migraine. Now, anyways, before I go deal with that, Deku, he would just punch Kirishima really, really hard in the face, essentially just getting him to break through his armor over and over again, actually knocking him out after about a couple minutes. Well, Toga would be messing with Bakugo as he thinks he's fighting Midoriya, and this is whenever Deku would appear behind Bakugo saying that that's not true, as he would immediately just bounce off the wall, punching him in the face as hard as he can, which would actually send him through the building, flying through the one next door. Now, this is whenever people go try and wake up Bakugo, and he's just, "Hello, Chi-Chi, have you seen my homework? If I don't get that done, she'll kick my ass." Team 4-star reference. Anyways, they would be declared the winners, or the villain team wins, and this is whenever Deku would actually have to go see Principal Nezu. Now then, he would go see Nezu, and he would give the explanation that he always, or the first time it happened, he didn't really mean to, but he essentially saved Toga. Now, because of that, he just wanted to save as many people as possible before he became a hero. Because he knows that that's when things get more technical and more abide by the law. Nezu would say that that still isn't a good point as to why he took the law into his own hands. Deku would say that he was only doing it whenever he ever saw it happen, not whenever heroes couldn't see it. It's the crimes heroes can't see or weren't there for. He was essentially being a Batman to Gotham. Now, I am going to be leaving this off of here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I am very tired, so I'm going to be trying to get this out very soon. Editing this video takes forever though. Also, I have had over 20 subscribers today, again. What the heck? 350 already. And this, I started making yesterday, if not the day before then. What the heck? You guys are amazing. I just am lost for words. Bye guys. That did not work.